if they put him in jail, that would be interesting to see. James Comey over the weekend was talking to Jen Psaki over on MSNBC, who used to work for Biden. She was the communications person there before they got KJP for the job. And he's saying, well, you know, he'd live in his own trailer. He'd have a double wide, this, that, and the other. They're trying to describe the prison scenario for Donald Trump if he, in fact, is running from prison. Whether or not Judge Merchan decides to do that, we'll see. I think if he could, he would, but he has to also consider how much that's going to backfire. Look at how much everything has backfired thus far. Donald Trump was asked the question over the weekend on Fox and Friends. They said, hey, you know, would you still actually run if they throw you behind bars? And I don't think you're going to be surprised by the answer. Let's listen.
Could it? The judge could decide to say, hey, house arrest or even jail.
It could.
Face what that could be.
I'm okay with it. I saw one of my lawyers the other day on television saying, oh, no, you don't want to do that to the president. I said, you don't beg for anything. You just the way it is.
Yeah. He's okay with it. Probably wouldn't love it, but he's okay with it. And so he's just willing to take all this stuff on over and over and over and over again. And in doing so, he's rising up in the ranks. I mean, effectively, what Judge Merchan and the Democrats just did was make him a martyr of some kind. I mean, you got Joe Biden on the one hand, right, who can't find his way out of a paper bag, who can't seem to stand up, who can't seem to remember anything, who can't seem to get the economy or immigration or anything else under control. New report, by the way, I got to share with you on immigration that will just blow you away. That's coming up. But you've got Joe Biden, who is clearly a problem, a major problem for this country. And yet, you know, they're trying to make it all Trump. It's all Trump's fault. Trump is the bad guy. And he may even, in fact, be running from jail. It's just amazing, just amazing stuff to see. I mean, this is why I think it's so important that as we think about the future, as we think about where we are right now, we think about the policies in place that are here to protect us as Americans, right? Protect your freedom of speech, protect you from mass inflation, protect you from wars that shouldn't be happening, right? I mean, I'm a big believer. If you gotta go to war, you know, you gotta go and you gotta be all in. So you need a strong military, and yet simultaneously they're cutting military spending. I mean, it's ridiculous. Sort of the you know, they want to have their cake and eat it too. It's just absolutely stunning to see. And this is why I'm proud to partner with Americans for Prosperity. AmericansForProsperity.com, everyone. I encourage you to go there and check them out, because Americans for Prosperity is an organization that really cares about the policy things that are going to drive us forward as a nation. So they're out there right now trying to identify the smartest politicians so that we actually not just take the White House, right? We need that, but we need the House, we need the Senate. You got to have it all, the whole kit and caboodle. You got to start thinking about who your judges are all around the country. Do you really want more judges like Judge Merchan? There's a lot of legwork that has to be done. These guys are there doing it. AmericansForProsperity.org. Go there today. Sign up for their emails. It's well worth it. AmericansForProsperity.org, and learn about what they're doing. All right. So we've got just chaos here in that everything is so one-sided for Biden. I mean, think about what's going on. I mean, to me, it's election interference. This is full-on election interference. I mean, you stage a trial, you time it just perfectly for right around the time that he's supposed to be campaigning. He can't go out and campaign because he's got to be in the court every day. Oh, and then you slap him with a guilty verdict, so now you can run around and say, okay, he's a convicted felon, and then you don't have any time for an appeal or for it to escalate to the Supreme Court, which is where it may, in fact, wind up, a Sixth Amendment issue. No. Instead, they're just going to run with this story all day long, while simultaneously not going after Biden for some of the things that, well, frankly, they've gone after Trump for.